are broadcasting video now. Okay. Tweet out. Be well, Governor. Hey. I got no audio. There we go.
Talk to me about 2 o'clock, you said.
Yeah, don't.
You over the hotel this morning?
Absolutely, don't wander away. I'm waiting for a US Senator, but we'll definitely try and get you on. So please hang around. Yeah. Okay, and there'll be plenty more to come, by the way. Oh, great. Go on. Yeah. What time was that? Okay. Okay. Well, Senator Harkin said he was going to do it before he left.
Oh, super. Okay. Then stand up and know where I got
But I don't know where he is. He knows he's supposed to be here by 10 after. You're going to have to remind me of those live reads before we get there, because it's a bit windy here and I'm having to bury paperwork. What was that? Wow. Okay, buddy. Which is my mix? So that's headphones. That's output.
Volume's on the bottom. Volume's down here. This is the mix on the top. Almost ready, Joe. We're almost ready. Yeah. Can you do it from over here so we can put the camera on you? That's the camera? You got him? Okay.
We are live from the deck of the USS Iowa. That was former Iowa crew member Joe Brown. And we'll be talking to Joe very shortly. We're very pleased to be here. The ship has been commissioned. All kinds of people have been here. We're hoping to talk to a load of them. First of all, the mayor of San Pedro. That's Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. He was here, and he was the master of ceremonies, so we had fun with him. The Pledge of Allegiance was done by Juliana Roosevelt. Hi, by the way, we're on video as well. I should point that out at whoradio.com. You can follow us live on whoradio.com. So Juliana Roosevelt, that's President Franklin Roosevelt's great-granddaughter. She did the Pledge of Allegiance. We had remarks from Senator Tom Harkin, who is expected to join us any moment now. The keynote speech was given by Governor Terry Branstad, which was wonderful, and then the commissioning was done by Rear Admiral Gerald Janeko, who we spoke to, as you remember, yesterday. He was actually on board yesterday, and today was in his full uniform. Walking down the steps now in very sprightly fashion and about to sit down right next to us is, of course, the Senator Tom Harkin, former Navy veteran. And there you are on video as well,
right there.
There you go. Senator Harkin, welcome, sir.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
It's good to have you. Beautiful day,
Great
isn't it?
ceremony.
And of course, if you can hold that just a bit closer, that'll be great. You're a Navy vet. You're wearing a Navy tie, as people can actually see.
Navy buttons.
Navy buttons, and you're a Navy vet, right?
I am, yes.
So,
8 years, 8 months, and 8 days.
Wow.
How about it? How would I remember something like that?
That's very good. Nice and symmetrical.
It is. I never planned it that way, but that's just the way it worked out.
And of course, you didn't serve on the USS Iowa, but we're all very proud of her today. We're sat right now underneath the guns of turret number 2, which of course we had a tragedy in 1989 on turret number 2. And so this is a memorial as well as a museum, right?
It is. It's a memorial as well as a museum. As I said, when people come on here, this is like being on a battlefield. We have sacred battlefields. This is hallowed ground. So is this battleship. I think about it in that same kind of context, I guess.
And there's an awful lot of veterans, a lot of people who served on the Iowa. I've seen some people wearing T-shirts say "Remember the 47," referring to those men who died in that gun turret right next to us right now. It is a memorial, you're right, but I've seen a lot of tears today. I've seen a lot of smiles from the veterans as well.
Oh, yeah.
We just got piped in by former crew member Joe Brown. We're going to talk to him soon. We were properly piped in. The
bosun's mate.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. My brother-in-law was a bosun's mate in World War II, and he still has his bosun's pipe. So it's nice to hear that bosun's whistle again. When I was in the Navy, you always listen for that bosun's pipe. It's very unique.
So have you managed to tour around? I know you said in your comments you're going to come back in a month with your grandkids.
Yeah, my grandkids just live up the road, not too far from here, and so it's my daughter's birthday. We're planning on coming out here for it, and I'm going to take them. Actually, my grandson. I'm going to take him and do a nice tour of the ship. Okay,
but you've toured around today. Have you toured around the ship today?
Oh, I did. I came this morning and I did a big full tour of the whole ship. I didn't get down in the engine room, but maybe the next time I'll get down in the engine room. But I tell you, you just think about how they designed this in the 30s. Think about this was designed before I was born.
Yeah.
And it's still, it's a museum piece now, but it's still a viable ship.
Well, actually, part of the plan one day is to get when they get the money and time will have to pass, but they want it to be battle ready in case some future president wants to call on it.
Yeah, I don't think it would take much. I really don't. I mean, it'd take a little bit, but the guns are still there. Everything's ready to go. Of course, when it came back in the 80s, under President Reagan, they put a lot of the old, the new Tomahawk missiles and the cruise missiles and things like that. So it really is modern in that sense.
There's a great guy up there who's conducting the tour. Who, when you walk on, he says, "Welcome to my missile deck," and very knowledgeable about what they had up there.
Oh yeah, they did. They had and they've got one down in. I don't know if you went down in the that museum part they have down below, but they have one of the missiles down there.
I know it is an amazing vessel, and the source of a lot of Iowa pride. Obviously, you weren't involved in the decision. You're a United States senator, but and I'm not a big fan of government spending money. But the state of Iowa gave $3 million for this, and I think it was worth every cent.
I do too. And again, the San Pedro, this community it's in. I was told by the congresswoman who represents this area that this has been a great economic boost for this area, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
People come here and visit, they spend money and that kind of thing.
If only we had an ocean in Iowa, right?
I only wish we could have drugged this up to Mississippi.
There you go.
That's all I wish.
Take her up to Mississippi, and that would be cool.
Isn't it a magnificent ship, though? Just to look at it.
It is.
You just don't see anything like this anymore. The power that it projects, the stature of it. There's nothing like it. And I talked to Robert Kent, I believe is the name, the guy that's the head of the Pacific group. They would like to get it in shape where they could actually take it on an around-the-world cruise and to other countries.
Yes.
I think it would be I think that would be quite an advertisement for the United States of America.
It would be. There's plenty of volunteers who served on it who would be willing to go. There's one guy, I spoke to him yesterday. He quit his job. He broke up with his girlfriend. He put his stuff in storage. He drove across the country from New York, and he's now working full-time on the USS Iowa again.
Oh, my gosh. That's the kind of dedicated people you have around here.
Mm-hmm.
That is... And I can't... Well, like you, I've met so many of these people here that served on this ship. And a lot of them live here. Some came from Illinois. I met one person, met a guy from Florida, came here from Florida that served on this ship.
Yeah, we had quite a few Iowans on yesterday, because we did this yesterday as well as today. We had quite a few Iowans on who served on the Iowa. We're very, very proud of their ship. And of course, it's July 4th. We can't let you go without talking about the fact that it's America's birthday.
It's America's birthday, July the 4th, our Independence Day. I think, as I said earlier in my remarks, I think on Independence Day, we got to remember that our independence is dependent on the good men and women who serve in our armed services.
You're absolutely right.
And protect us and defend us.
You're absolutely
right. That's been true since the Revolutionary War days until today. And you think about all those who gave their lives before. And I was very lucky. I came through without a scratch or anything like that, but I lost a lot of my friends in the Vietnam War. And you just think about the sacrifices they made.
And I can see you quite literally thinking about those friends right now. I can see it on your face.
You think about these people you served with, and they were great friends, and you wonder why them and not me. Why did it happen to them but it didn't happen to me? I think that's got to be in every ex-serviceman's mind who came through and didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Why them and not me?
Exactly.
You never know. You leave that up to God. I don't.
5 of our troops were wounded in Afghanistan this morning as well.
How many?
5.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, it's just broken. I just heard it on the news feed as I put the headphones on to do this show today, so I didn't know it either. But it goes on, and our freedom isn't free. I know it's a cliche.
Well,
it used to be guaranteed by a great big battleship like the USS Iowa.
Yeah. Well, now it's guaranteed by a lot of other things, drones and things like that taken over my job as a pilot.
There you go. I don't want to talk politics with you. I want to save that for another day. But we've got to figure out why we got drones flying over the fields of Iowa. But we're not going to talk about that today.
Okay.
We're not going to do that today because I don't want to go there today.
But drones are good. I mean, in the military sense.
They are. No, I agree with you there. In the military sense, drones are absolutely great.
In fact, I first flew a drone in the Balkan War. I actually was over there, and they let me sort of fly it from a tent. I was in a kind of a big tent, and they had this is way back. We were down in, I can't remember, Macedonia, but they were just sort of in their infancy then.
Yeah.
Now they're really something.
They are, yes. Just don't want them over our fields. But anyway, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story. So you met Roosevelt's great-granddaughter today?
Yes, she was here. Yes,
and grandson as well. Was it great-grandson?
Yeah. In fact, I had a nice conversation. I'd never met her before, and we exchanged pleasantries. And I asked her if she liked the FDR Memorial in Washington, which she said she did. And I said, well, I said, one time I caused a kind of a split in the Roosevelt family. And she said, oh, yes, I know it very well. What had happened is they built this FDR Memorial. And being the author of the Americans with Disabilities Act,
Yep.
I said, wait a second. They designed this whole thing. They built it up, and there's not one thing that shows that he used a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He absolutely could not use his legs, absolutely could not walk. And I said, this is not right. And so I got the disability community and some others, we kind of got things rolling and said,
Yes, sir.
you've got to have something to depict him using it in a wheelchair. Well, half the Roosevelt family said yes, and about half said no, so I caused this kind of split in the Roosevelt family. And but it all healed up. And if you go there today, you'll see the first thing you see when you walk in the Franklin Roosevelt Memorial is Franklin Roosevelt sitting in his wheelchair.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you see. And the reason I wanted that was not only to tell people that didn't have disabilities that you can, no matter what your disability is, you can still be President of the United States. You can still do great things. You can do whatever you want to do. But also to give people with disabilities to come in and say, hey, if he could do that, what can I do?
Yeah, there you go. And have you seen on this ship, on the USS Iowa, where they cut a hole in the captain's cabin so he could wheel out onto the deck?
Yeah, well, he could wheel out, and he had that bathtub up there.
And the bathtub, the only bathtub in the Navy on a ship.
That's true, it's the only bathtub on the ship in the Navy.
Yeah.
I just saw it today for the first time.
Yeah.
But there's another story. Roosevelt was on this ship, and I think there was a destroyer or something called USS Porter, and they were doing some exercise, and they wanted to show Roosevelt different things like that, and they were doing like fake torpedo shots, like fake torpedoes.
Okay.
The Porter actually fired a torpedo, came at this ship, and they had radio silence. They were trying to do blinkers, and they couldn't get this, and finally they broke radio silence. And they told the president that there was a torpedo coming. He said, wheel me out. And they wheeled him out on this deck. Yeah. So you see by the side, they turned the Iowa hard, forward or starboard, turned it around, and the torpedo hit the wake and exploded in the wake.
Wow. There's a story we haven't heard before. That's
that is
great.
A true story.
See, that's why we wanted a Navy man to come and sit down with us first of all today. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, President Reagan, our very own, WHO's very own President Ronald Reagan,
who every time every time I see Reagan, he'd always say, how's WHO doing?
There you go.
Every time I see him, always ask about WHO.
Of course, we're not that far from the Reagan Library, and there's actually one of our microphones in the Reagan Library.
Oh, is that
with
right?
Yeah, there is. An old square WHO radio microphone in the Ronald Reagan Library. And then Vice President, but later President Herbert Walker Bush, also was on this ship. Do you know if Churchill was ever on this ship? There seems to be some discrepancy of when they went over for the meeting in Tehran that Churchill got on board, but I can't find anyone that can absolutely tell me he was.
I don't think so, but I wouldn't swear to it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, but
well, anyway, it certainly hosted some very senior political figures from our country here in the United States. So
sure has.
Everybody from Iowa needs to come and see this show. They really do. And of course, they can get on for free.
And that's right. If you have an Iowa driver's license,
that's it.
Lifetime pass to get on.
Exactly right. So that's $3 million well spent.
Well, I want to thank the Iowa legislature, Governor Branstad, others who are here for appropriating that money. I think it was about $3 million.
$3 million.
I think that the author of that bill was Jack Tibby, who was a Korean War veteran from Emmitsburg. And they got it through, and Governor Branstad signed it. It was a bipartisan effort to come up with the money for this. It is. It's just makes you proud. Well, Senator Tom Harkin, thank you very much for stopping by. We appreciate it. And happy 4th of July to you. Happy 4th. And now that we've had you on the show and we didn't bite, hopefully we can get you back on the show and where we can talk a bit of politics. What about that? Can we get you to commit to that? We'll do it. Excellent. We'll do it. Okay, Senator Tom Harkin, thank you very much. Happy 4th of July. Right. All right, we are at Up and Running here, live from the deck of the USS Iowa. This is News Radio 1040 WHO. Oh, you're doing it all live? Okay. All right, thank you. You're doing it all live? Yeah. We are live back to Iowa, absolutely. And we did it yesterday as well. Isn't that right? Yeah. This is great. Did you get Governor Branstad? We didn't. Oh, he looks great.
He left under his own power.
I saw him walk out, but he looked kind of anxious. His wife said he was fine.
I was told he had something a bit quick and it got stuck.
Yeah.
Because medical people, it's chest pain.
Yeah,
So I think that's why they took him on.
So,
Right, thank you for
he'll
stopping
be all
by.
right. All right,
I've got
safe
you
travels
now to
back
come
to
and see
Iowa.
us again, so
See you
we're
there.
going to hold you to that, Senator.
Absolutely. Now, you actually were both some things.
Yes, sir.
Were you the one blowing the bubble?
And they said it wouldn't happen. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
No. That was great.
He was on the Lexington. That was the first carrier I ever landed on.
You're kidding. Got it.
I was down there and it was bad weather and stuff. So we
I
went
got several of you interviewing.
went into Corpus. This guy said, "You want to go get a carrier down there?" I said, "Yeah, let's go see it." Knowing that, they have the first plane that I flew on the land, not my one, but the second. Thank you. I felt really awesome.
She was a good girl. She's been monitored.
We had the hydraulic.
Yes, and if I thought it was, I would tell you. But it's precaution. And I will let you know. And I'll let you know. Serious, you saw it. But as soon as I do it, I'll tell you what happened. It's serious, but it's first with it, but it's the accident.
I'm going to do an interview with the captain.
Yes, I heard.
Big young man over there.
Decade.
Okay. And I got several of them yesterday to do too. So you've got 10 at what time?
I got no idea. I just got by everybody.
Bye, Senator.
Bye, Senator.
There you go. I don't know if it went well, but it looked like it did. I'm proud of you. Hard.
He's going to stand and wait. But Joe, we're going to do you at 40. Is that all right? 40 minutes. Keep it short. Camera shot. I'm good now till next one.
Okay. And you don't, from now on, you don't care who it is.
Okay, I'd love to get it.
You still here, I'll do it.
She left. This is around. I'd love to get it. Yeah. Whether you grab it. I'd love to get Jeff. Okay.
Yeah, the staff.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
How long have I got? Okay, I'm going to do the bathroom now. Stick around, I'm going to do the bathroom now, okay? I'm back. Yep. Okay. No. No, it'll be okay. I'll figure it out. Okay, Jim Brown's not there, is he? I just heard his voice. Oh, okay. So I've got a guest in the studio in Des Moines. I'm going to interview them. Then you. Then Steve. Don't run away, Steve.
Keep me short.
Huh?
Keep me short.
5 minutes. We are live from the deck of the USS Iowa, the now recommissioned USS Iowa after today's ceremonies. We are here courtesy of the Iowa Lottery, and joining us from the Iowa Lottery in our studios, in fact in Des Moines, is Terry Wood. Good afternoon, Terry. How you doing? Happy 4th of July to you as well. And I don't know if you saw any of the pictures that we've tweeted out from here, from the commemoration ceremony today, but it was quite something. Well, actually, I should do that. Hi. There I am. There I am. Indeed, because yes, we are live streaming at whoradio.com. Now, of course, the Iowa Lottery does a heck of a lot for veterans. A lot of people don't seem to realise that, but there's this whole fund, isn't there? Which is a fantastic amount of money, and people are having fun playing the games as well. Yep. Yes, and in fact the lottery was very quick to support this venture, helping to bring to life in Iowa live the commemoration or of the USS Iowa as she stands now. And there's still some work to be done on this ship, let me tell you, but it's still worth a visit. People will be amazed at the history, the living history. It's going to be interactive. There's a museum. I mentioned it yesterday. There's an incredible gift shop on board as well. I don't usually mention gift shops, but there is an incredible gift shop, and there's just so much feeling for this ship from all kinds of people. Mm. That's it, forever. It's forever. Yeah, forever. It's not just this year. Well, as long as you have an Iowa ID that's valid, you will be able to get on board the USS Iowa at no charge forever.
Okay, let me see if I can get a better one.
Mm-hmm.
How thick is the armor on here? Is it 12?
It is. You can feel the history, and we mustn't forget it's also a memorial. I mean, we're broadcasting from underneath the guns of turret number 2, where 47 of our soldiers lost our Navy men lost their lives in 1989. So it's a memorial as well. People died on this ship, and we mustn't forget that either, as well as it being a museum. And she did some incredible things, and she was indeed the country's big stick. That is her nickname, the Big Stick. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yep. I gotta tell you, I'm on board right now, and I gotta tell you, she looks like she's ready to go. She just does. She really does. Yes, it's. I know you guys are sweltering a bit back there. I'll try and bring some of it back with me, because it is absolutely glorious here in LA. I think it is 72, 73. Anyway, Terry Wood from the Iowa Lottery, we're very grateful to you guys for enabling us to be here and to try and bring this ceremony to life for the people of Iowa who have given so much to make this day happen. So we couldn't have done it without you. We're very grateful to the Iowa Lottery for helping us be here today. All right, Terry, I'll see you when I get back in Des Moines. Have yourself a great 4th of July. Thank you. You take care as well. Now, we're just going to spin the video around now, because when we came to air today, we were piped in by this young man. If you're following us on video at whoradio.com, you will now be able to see him. His name is Joe Brown. He's a bosun's mate. He's a former crew member of the USS Iowa. And that finished in 1991, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you've got to pick that up, actually. There you go. You've got to talk right into that.
Yes, I got off to Iowa in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to some enforcements afterwards.
Okay.
And I watched her be towed to sea head up to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Because 1991, that's when she was decommissioned, isn't it?
October 1990.
All right, okay.
I was on the decommissioning crew.
Yeah.
And I got my orders cut to head to a new command in 1991.
Mm-hmm. What was it like when this ship was decommissioned?
It was kind of hurtful, because we were closing her down.
Yeah.
And didn't quite feel right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hurtful.
Yeah.
But now she's in good hands, and she's alive again.
She is alive again, and you piped us in very proudly today, and in fact it was your piping that started the ceremony today as well.
Yes, sir. It was a great honor to do so.
And the Admiral personally asked you to do it, right?
Yes, sir.
That's not bad.
Good honor.
And does he make you call him Jerry?
Sir.
Yeah. Because I didn't know what to call him when he sat down here yesterday, but he said Jerry.
Well, we're taught to call him sir. Or
Absolutely.
Admiral.
There you go. He's quite a guy because, of course, he's president of the USS Iowa Veterans Association as well, right?
Yes, sir, he is, and hopefully we'll keep him around a few more years as our president. He's doing a great job for our organization. And helping getting our girl here, assisting the Pacific Battleship Group. And all the Iowa crew members are going to do what we can to help her come back to life and make her look pretty like she did the day we left her.
Yep. Now, of course, you left in 1991.
Correct.
Now we're 2012, so it's, my math is good, 21 years. Right? When was the last time you stepped on board this, when was the first time, rather, after you stepped off, you stepped back on?
This would be Monday would be the first time I stepped on since I left her.
Monday.
We almost
What was that like?
I feel like it was coming home.
Yeah?
As soon as we got back on the decks, the ship looked kind of small. Then, as we remember, we were a lot younger then. And as we walked around the ship, and it just felt like we were right back home again.
Yeah? Emotional?
Very emotional.
Yeah?
Being next to Turret 2 is kind of hard.
Sure, absolutely. That's where we've been broadcasting. We're very aware of what happened on Turret 2. You were on board that day?
Yes, sir. I was on one of the fire teams that went in.
Did you lose any friends that day?
A few friends in the 2nd Division and a couple in G2.
I've seen a lot of T-shirts and caps. The USS Iowa, remember the 47?
Yeah.
The ship's a memorial, right?
Yeah, pretty much use a memorial. Ageless warrior. And, it's kind of you get choked up here.
I can see that, and I understand. I don't want to do that to you, so I'm going to move on. We'll celebrate the fact that it's the 4th of July, and the USS Iowa was commissioned again today.
Yes, sir, and it was great.
Did you ever think that would happen when you were decommissioning her?
We knew she was going to come to the museum, but we just didn't know when. And seeing her in the mothball fleet, just aging away.
Because she's come back from the dead like 4 times now. Is this the 5th commissioning today?
Commissioned in the 40s.
Yeah.
Then Korea.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, this would be the 3rd commissioning.
Yeah. So well, 4th,
this would be the 4th one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Korea because I have this great photograph of her. See that? That's through the porthole off Korea of I can't even read that. It's too far away. The USS
Kearsarge.
Yes. So there she is in 1952 off the coast of Korea through a porthole. She's quite some lady, isn't she?
Yeah, as long as a porthole, not a periscope.
There you go. No, it was a porthole. All right, Joe Brown, thank you very much for stopping by and for piping in the show today. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to thank the people of Iowa for helping out too.
Well, you have yourself a great day. And it's good to see the USS Iowa coming back to life.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
Thank you, Joe. You take yourself a seat. And I said yesterday, you just put it down, just wander away. It's fine. It'll take care of itself. I said yesterday that one of the things that's happened to me here is I've made some friends, rather bizarrely. And one of them is coming round and is going to pick up that microphone in a second. And his name is Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Simon. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing real well.
Okay. And when were you on board?
I served on board in E Division from 1988 to 1990.
And you're one of the most emotional people I've seen on this boat.
Really?
Yeah.
How so, sir?
Well, just in terms of how pleased you are that she's back alive, how much you feel for her. It really is like your blood's in the steel here.
It really is, and the steel's in my blood, sir. It's been there that way for 22 years now.
Don't call me sir, please. That was my dad. Make me feel old. So we met outside a hotel and we chatted for quite a while. And I now regard you as a new friend.
Well, I regard you the same, and thank you very much.
So apart from the tragedy on board, which we're not going to talk about, what's your strongest memory of your time on this ship?
Would have to be Med Cruise 89 after the explosion. That was my first experience seeing the world outside of the United States. And it was fantastic. I got to see and do things that people just never get the chance to. Going to England, going to France, seeing Italy and Greece, and Casablanca, Morocco, and Haifa, Israel, and all these places that are just millions of miles away to everyone. And the government gave me the chance to see those, and it was just wonderful.
Join the Navy, see the world.
Indeed.
And you did.
Indeed.
And of all those places you went to, which one sticks in your mind the most?
Portsmouth, England, actually.
Really?
I love the pub culture there.
Well, you're a Navy guy, I should hope so. and you saw HMS Victory, you were telling me.
I did.
Didn't get to go on board.
No, unfortunately, they weren't allowing anyone on board at the time. But I did get to see quite a bit more of Portsmouth, so it worked out.
So Navy, no matter whose Navy, seems to be in your blood.
Oh, very much so.
Our Navy first, though, right?
Indeed.
And of course, it's the 4th of July today. And we're sat on the USS Iowa. We're sat right underneath some 16-inch guns, and we have to remember freedom isn't free, right?
Very much so. The price is paid for. Every bit of freedom that we have is paid for in blood by somebody. And it's always good to be thankful for that.
Yeah, and I'm sure you don't know, but 5 of our soldiers in Afghanistan were wounded this morning.
Oh, no, sir, I did not hear that news. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I just heard it on the news when I put my headphones on to gear up for today. So it continues, does it not?
Yes, it does, even today.
Yep.
Freedom isn't free.
On the 4th of July. Amazing. So what plans have you got on the 4th of July then, once you get off this ship?
Actually, once I get through here, I'm going to head over to the hospitality room, Veterans Hospitality Room, and I'm going to sit back and hoist a few there, and then I'm going to head back over and watch the fireworks this evening over the harbor. So. Okay.
All right. Well, I might come and watch those fireworks with you. Where did you work on board when you were on here?
Well, I worked out of the ship's lighting shop, and I also worked out of the ship's motor rewind shop. I also stood watch on number 3 electrical switchboard down in the engine rooms.
Okay. And you've been down there. You told me you've been down there. You told me it looked like you could throw that switch and she'd fire up.
Indeed. She's in the same condition she sat in when I left her 22 years ago. And you know, it's funny. I was getting some questions from some of the vets earlier today. It's actually vintage 1943 equipment down there. The switches, the knobs, and even the gauges. And it was an honor to even be able to work on that back then. And to see it now in proper condition again, it's fantastic.
And it's all clean and all, because I haven't been down that far down yet myself. But
it's about as clean as an engine room's going to get.
Sure. Sure. Well, yeah, we don't expect it to be spotless. It's an engine room, but it looks like, you know, if somebody went in and serviced these engines, that she'd fire up.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. You want to make that happen?
I'd love to make that happen.
Now you're in Texas, of course, right now.
Sir.
You're going to come back.
Indeed.
Yeah.
As often as I possibly can.
And you volunteered to be here, right?
Actually, yeah, I did. Last Saturday, I spent quite a bit of time restoring some power to the galley refrigerators. And I've been doing a little bit of electrical work since then. And, of course, today I was helping work crowd control. So.
Yeah. We saw you. We noticed you all over the place today. And actually, not just crowd control. You were also helping out with the Sea Cadets so that they could man the rail correctly.
Manning the rails, yes, sir. I was actually coordinating with one of the members of the board of directors of the Veterans Association to get the veterans lined out correctly and to get the Sea Cadets lined out correctly.
Yeah, I mean I was on off the boat at the time, and watching that happen was something special. We tweeted out a picture of that actually.
Yeah. And you know, that actually went totally unrehearsed. It was discussed last night, and we got the briefing from the board of directors last night, and we're told what to do. We didn't have a single chance at a practice or anything. That was just all done from memory and totally coordinated between us.
Yeah, and the kids were great, weren't they?
Oh, they were fantastic. They were looking sharp.
They did look sharp. Yeah, and actually, if you haven't seen those pictures, we've tweeted them out at follow me on Twitter at SimonRadio 1776, and I also think they're on the blog. Are they on the blog, Andrew? So they're on the blog at whoradio.com as well. By the time we're finished, there's going to be probably, 100 photographs by the time I get back. So lots and lots of pictures. Quite an emotional day. Did you get to meet any of the Roosevelts?
No, unfortunately, I was below decks when they came down.
Never changes, huh?
Never changes. Life of an enlisted man, sir. But I got to hear her give the pledge, and that was wonderful.
It was.
And I was honored that she could make it back on board. The Roosevelts definitely needed to be here.
Mm-hmm. And the national anthem today was that was something
beautiful.
Special, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Whew. Gave me goosebumps. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, when she hit the high E, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So when you came back on board, did you hunt around for any of your stuff that you might have left hidden here?
Actually, I didn't leave anything personal on board, but I did hunt around for my old bed, my rack, and my old shops, and the places that I used to basically haunt when I was working.
Yeah.
And there are some that are still coming back around as the museum progresses.
Mm-hmm.
My old rack is still there. I got to see the racks of my friends and where we used to live in the berthing, and it was brilliant. I loved it. It's just like coming home.
So many people have used those exact words to me that I've sat down with. Coming home. It's coming home.
It really is. This was my home for 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's always been since.
But you see, this is what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, because you served on this ship for 2 years, right?
Yes, sir.
But you were in the Navy longer than 2 years.
Yes, I was.
And yet everyone seems to have a feeling for this ship that they have for no other ship.
Once you're a battleship sailor and it's in your blood, you're always a battleship sailor.
Mm-hmm.
I served on the USS America for the final 2 years of my tour, through Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. You know, quite frankly, they used her for target practice off the coast of South Carolina.
Yeah.
She's a coral reef out there, and I don't miss her.
Yeah.
The Iowa I have missed.
Yeah. It's strange, that, isn't it? It is certainly a special place, and, you know, I mean, having not served, I came on board this ship and I can feel it. Just wandering around, I can feel it.
That's the Iowa spirit.
Yeah. Very special place. It really is a very special place. Steve, thanks very much for stopping by.
Well, thank you for the interview, sir. Can I give a shout out real quick?
You can do whatever you want.
I've got an old fraternity brother from outside Des Moines. His name is Brent McNeese, and I would like to say hello to him today.
Well, there you go. He might be listening right now, and if he's not, you can tell him to go to pick up the podcast page, because the podcast of this hour will be up probably in about 15 minutes, actually.
Okay, I'll send him word to do that.
All right, whoradio.com.
Absolutely.
Doesn't get easier than that. Let me shake your hand, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your service on this 4th of July as well.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you stopping by. Okay, let's see. I've got all kinds of things that I've still got to do. We've got plenty more people that we're going to talk to. It depends who's still on board, but we're going to try and talk to people. We're going to figure out what's going on, where the governor actually is. We saw something happen with the governor before. We're going to try and bring you news of that, and we'll see how he's doing. And we're going to talk to some other people as well who are here. Andrew, it's quite incredible, isn't it? Still quite incredible. Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it means an awful lot to the country. It means a lot to the people who served on her and who have come back today. And a lot come back on the video. You can follow us on live video at whoradio.com. You can do that as well. We do really have so much more to come. Another 2 hours of entertainment live from the deck of the USS Iowa here in the port of Los Angeles, California, where it is still right around 73 degrees. And I'm sorry for that, but I'll try and bring some back with me. This is News Radio 1040 WHO. All right, thanks, buddy.
Hi.
Hi, sir.
Bernie Kopell, I was dock on Love Boat, and I served aboard this ship.
Did you?
In the 56 and 57.
Can you hang out till about 10 after?
10 after, let's see. I got my wife and kids here.
Literally 10 after. I'm off the air now till 10 after.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
57. It's 57, so...
Sure. I've got tons of things to talk about.
That'll be great.
I see a little Jewishness there.
My Jewishness, that's actually the last thing my mum ever gave me before she died.
Did she? Yeah.
It's never left my body.
You know, Milton Berle's joke, he said, I love Jews so much I had them for parents. But let me ask my wife.
Oh, yeah. Please. Let me convince her.
Okay. National Glory of Jim Davis father, along with Cold Water, about 34 months ago. I went back there last summer, 2 summers ago. The guy gave me a break.
Media deck is clear. Wardrobe is clear.
So were you on the island? No, I was
Media deck outside the captain's cabin. Yes, it's everybody's gone.
Sitting? No, standing up. Standing up? He's interested in his body. He's also a police guy. I call him Captain Bob. So he got involved with this. The certain things we hang out in the place down there. Is that the guy who just dropped his hat? Yes. Yeah. Go down the office for a second. So you were a Marine. Don Adams was great friends. Mike Farmer, Stan Burns. They were Marines. Bullets didn't kill him, but cigarettes did. Oh, yeah. Picking up my 14-year-old and cigarette butts. Are you serious?
Yes.
They said, well,
Yeah, you can see how they go under the stairs. Yeah. Let me go these in bed. Pretty tight. Here you go. I got it.
We all get it. We all get it. That's the only kick you got. When you get scared enough and you stop doing it. Pleasure. All the best.
Swimming.
You know.
Boy.
Right.
Go ahead, guys.
When the man comes back, he's wringing a kidney at the moment.
Uh-oh. We'll be nice.
We.
Happy 4th of July. Thank you. Happy 4th of July.
What up?
Yeah.
Any other blue shirts you see on the port side?
Once again, it was a real pleasure meeting you, sir.
Oh, pleasure meeting you.
I can't tell you how much enjoyment you've given me over the years.
It's more fun for me, believe me. It's more fun for
Had to
me.
be. I don't know what those crews have been like, but
You know, I just keep reminding these kids when they complain, when they say, "You're going to wake up, so are we?" I say, it's privileged business.
it is.
There's no other way to look at it. As Morgan Freeman said, he said, "I never worked a day in my life. It's all been fun."
I don't work either, Bernie.
What happened? You don't work either.
I don't
no.
know. This isn't a job.
No, it's not. You're just
This is love.
schmoozing around. So you're from England?
Originally.
Yeah.
Originally from England.
Yeah. Where did your people come from before England?
It's kind of lost a little bit, but with the Baltic, we think Latvia.
Latvia. Yeah. My
My
people
great-grandparents were escaping the pogroms. Were coming here
Yeah.
and ran out of money in England.
My people were from the Ukraine, and they found it easier to come into Canada. So some stayed in Canada, some came down to New York. But I'm so grateful. My grandfather, my mother's father, was in the Russian army, and then he, read the writing on the wall that things were not too wonderful for Jews. So he came to this country.
Very cool. I see you wearing your dog tags with proud
Yes,
today.
yes. Well, we'll talk about my great heroism
Absolutely.
as soon as we get on. I didn't want to shatter your illusions beforehand.
No problem. I got to talk to my producer real quick.
All right.
Hey, Andrew. We did not do Word That Wins. So I'm going to do that when we come back. We haven't done UPD either. We'll find a place to do that. And my first live read is 15, right? But I'm going to do it at about 20 or 22, 20. What works as a hard break if I do that first, because that's over a minute read. 25. Okay, so count me down 23, 24 in my ear, please. All right. The word is flight. F-L-I-G-H-T. Flight. I'm going to do it right now when we come back.
I don't know your name.
Simon is my name.
Simon.
It's the Iowa through a porthole off Korea in 1952.
Yes. They're shooting at you.
We're running right now. We're live from the deck of the USS Iowa, courtesy of the Iowa Lottery. We're very pleased to be here. The ship today has been commissioned once again for the fourth time in her history. We did forget in the heat of the moment to give you the word that wins for today. The word that wins is flight. F-L-I-G-H-T. Flight is the word that wins. Insiders take that to whoradio.com, enter it in the appropriate place, and get points for stuff. That's how that works, and I know you know that's how that works. Now, joining me at the table right now on the deck of the USS Iowa, we'll just make sure we get him in camera there. There you are, you're close up, Mr. Kopell. There you go. Is a man that might be familiar to a lot of you. His name is Bernie Kopell. You might remember him as Doc from the Love Boat.
Yes, the Love Boat. This was my first Love Boat. We're aboard the USS Iowa. I hesitate to speak about my heroism, but okay, I will.
Okay, yes, you should, because we need to point out that in addition to being on the Love Boat as Doc, you served aboard the USS Iowa.
I served. Actually, the way I think
ship.
about it is the Iowa served me. I was a librarian aboard this ship back in 56 and 57. People may poo-poo that. But I kept America safe from overdue books. This is a very valuable assignment.
Yes.
People have got to appreciate that.
So reading emergencies came to you.
Yes, but first I had to learn how to read. And it was very difficult. A, B, C, and all that. But it's so glorious to be back on this beautiful ship that has taken me first in 56 to Sagunto, Spain. Now, wherever the Romans conquered, they built a theater.
Yep.
A theater in the round, outdoors. They loved the theater almost as much as they did killing people. It was that valuable. Then we went to Palermo, Sicily. And Palermo, a little boy, was very vitally interested in selling me a tour of the churches, and then he wanted to sell me his sister. This was also another valuable. Then we went to Palma de Mallorca, and then Rio de Janeiro, then Buenos Aires and Trinidad, and beautiful places that I went to courtesy of Uncle Sam and the gorgeous USS Iowa, which was the largest battleship. And our armament was the 16-inch guns. Each projectile was as heavy as a Volkswagen. I say Volkswagen, as my character Siegfried would, and get smart. You understand? Good.
And of course now those 16-inch guns are right above our heads right now.
But they're silenced because they don't use them anymore. I'm very grateful. They were so loud that they could puncture your eardrums. So they gave you earplugs before they shot them off. We were in the Mediterranean, and they shot them off. And as heavy as this ship is, so many thousands of tons, the ship would shudder. That was a visual, but I don't imagine you can see it.
Well, hopefully those following us on live, that's live. We're live streaming right now. We're not just recording that.
Can you see me?
So there was
I'm having an implant right here.
That was a good shudder for you, as demonstrated by Bernie Kopell.
Yes, you can actually call me Kopell.
Can I?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Please go ahead.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a delightful to be back here and just to feel my way through. I visited the library. Of course, they've changed everything around. We used to sleep on racks.
Yep.
On racks.
Did you find yours?
I couldn't find mine. I think they've removed it.
Okay.
There's a plaque in its place. They said, Bernie Kopell, pronounce it carefully, pronounce it or pronounce it, slept here. And I slept through most of my naval experience, except when they blew off the 16-inch guns.
Now you've been back to the library?
Yes, I was at the library.
Any books still there?
No, it's sort of a storeroom right now. But the ship's store is phenomenal. And what we're planning on the Iowa, now that it's here, it costs tons and tons of money. This will be a permanent museum here in San Pedro. We want people, civilians or naval personnel or military personnel, to come and see it, to come and visit it. You'll have a tour throughout the ship's store, the ship's library. It's a historic ship, and if you're lucky, the plaque where I slept right on the plaque. It's very uncomfortable, and you can see the bathtub where President Roosevelt bathed.
Yes, the only bathtub in the Navy on a ship.
Only bathtub in the Navy on the ship. Is there an echo in here? No, there isn't. Simon, you rapscallion, you. Yes. So here we are. Here we are in this beautiful deck, and we had many veterans of the Iowa, aside from myself, people who were in a serious war, World War II. Some of them are in wheelchairs. Some of them, most of them had hearing aids. But they came. They made the pilgrimage to see this glorious ship.
They did. We spoke to a couple of them on the air yesterday. This is our second day here, broadcasting from the deck of the Iowa, and we sat down with a few yesterday. And of course, the Japanese surrender would have been taken on this deck if Roosevelt hadn't actually have died.
Yes. Well, that's one of the problems with living. With living is nobody gets out of this alive.
Well, no.
It's one of those things, but.
Well, let me ask you a serious question.
Please
We're having some fun, but let me ask you a serious question. Were you aware of the historical nature of this ship when you served on her?
No, but I was aware when mess call happened. I was very hungry, and I was aware when the battle stations, because it scared the hell out of you. You say, "Oh, I don't see anything at all." Boom! Here I are. He's right here. This gigantic ship would actually move when they shot off the 16-inch guns. I don't know why they call them 16 inches, because they were bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you really weren't aware of the history when you served on it? You
No,
weren't aware
when
this
I
was the president's ship?
I didn't know that, but I was just very thrilled that I wasn't drafted into the Army instead. Because when I was at Whitehall Street in New York, and a big black sergeant had 2 stamps, and I was waiting. They'd already shaved my head and giving me inoculations. By the way, the kid in front of me, when they said, "Okay, assume the angle," that means bend over. The medic jabbed his butt so hard that the needle bent, and then I was next. And I said,
That's not something you want to see, really, before you're
no,
next.
it's not
really.
something you want to feel either.
Well, no, I'm sure.
The bent needle. But I was primarily interested in it. Oh, I was just very happy not to be in the Army. Anyway, the big sergeant picked up the stamp, and he stamped my papers. I didn't know they were mine at the time. And he said, "Kopell, you in the Navy."
Did he pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, he did.
He did a better job than
which
me,
is better than you did.
So I'm a highly trained broadcast professional.
Well, of course you are. That's why you didn't get it right.
There you go.
You're stealing money, for heaven's
There
sake.
you go.
Simon, you're ashamed of yourself. Really.
So that's how you got to be in the Navy. It wasn't a choice. It was somebody else's choice.
It was somebody else's choice. And then, about 20 years later, I tested, and I got to be the doctor on Love Boat. And the treatment was a little bit different. The luxury aboard the Pacific Princess. We were in 98 countries. We were treated royalty. Royalty is treated royally. And it was tremendous.
And do you credit your time on the USS Iowa as the reason for your getting this job on the Love Boat?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Are you being frivolous with me?
Of course I am.
You silly goose. No, that had nothing to do with it, except I was the only one who had been in the military.
Well, there you go. And the Navy, to be.
And the Navy. And these 3 beautiful stripes on my epaulet signified commander, because when I was in the Navy on the Iowa, I was just a seaman apprentice. And my uncle, who was a very supportive guy, said, "What do those 3 little stripes stand for?" I said, "Well, I'm a seaman apprentice." He said, "What is that equivalent to?" I said, "A buck private." And as I was walking out the door, going back to Norfolk, he said, "The lowest of the low." And I said, "Uncle Al, what a sweetheart he was. The lowest of the low."
But at that point, he didn't know you were going to be in charge of reading emergencies.
Reading emergencies.
On the USS Iowa.
Yes, it was a thing of beauty.
So when was the first time you stepped back on board? Today or yesterday?
No. The last time when it came into its permanent docking.
Oh, you were on board that day?
I was on board then.
Okay.
And they had some difficulty getting the ropes. Can you imagine how strong these ropes have to be? The ropes are about as big as your thigh.
But that was the first time since the 50s?
Since 1957 that I was aboard the ship, and of course so much has been altered on the ship.
Yes, I'm sure.
Some of the men have been altered. Some of they haven't been. They weren't kids anymore, and some of the wives said, "I will not continue taking those birth control pills. You've got to get a vasectomy." So the guy says, "Huh? What?" I was forced to do that. I did that. I'm 79 now. I was forced to do that at the age of 72.
That's okay.
And the doctor looked at my chart and he said, "You're here for a vasectomy. Your age is 72. And he looked at me and he said, "Why?" And I said,
nice.
"Because I don't want to jeopardize my wife with birth control pills." Please. You understand.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bernie Kopell.
Yes, thank you so much.
Formerly Doc on the Love Boat, and numerous other things.
Don't say dork, it's Doc.
I said Doc.
Yeah, thank you.
Available for work, of course.
Yes.
Yes. There was a practice wave. I don't know what that was.
I've continued to work. I've been touring in a play called Viagra Falls. Stop that infernal giggling, will you please? This is a serious comment there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I continue.
So real theater. You're doing real theater. When did you first realize you wanted to act?
When I didn't want to be in my father's business.
Which was?
He was in the jewelry business in New York. I detested it, and I didn't want to be in that, no matter how hard he he campaigned to have me in the jewelry business. I didn't care for it. I just wanted to be someone else.
Okay.
And that's how I developed my huge talent. So my first 5 years, by the way, was nothing but a Latino, which they don't permit anymore.
Okay.
I found out that I could do the accent,
Yeah.
and on the Jack Benny show, you're probably too young to remember that.
No.
Favorite Martian
Thank you, though.
flying. You're entirely welcome as long as you give me time on the radio. So I was a busy guy doing my Latino accents, and then I discovered that I could do, when I did a German accent on, all those accents are no longer permitted.
Yeah.
But German is permitted because of World War II. We don't mind picking on the Germans because just to get back.
Well, we won.
We won.
That's what
that was victory enough.
Yeah,
For
we
some
won.
for some people. But I forgive Germans and Austrians so much. I married a girl who is from Austrian heritage.
Yeah.
She's marvelous in ordering myself and the kids around. She's very, very tough, very well organized, and she can repair a Mercedes-Benz.
There you go.
There
Seems
you go.
perfect.
Yes. Don't call me Hugo. My name is Bernie.
Bernie Kopell, thank
Yes.
you so much for stopping by the desk. I'm going to let you go a little bit early because I've got to deliver some news. So,
Simon, the pleasure is all mine.
Thank you for your service to our country,
I
sir.
just leave you with these words.
Okay.
Try to be a better person.
Always, every day. Thank you very much, Bernie Kopell. I've let him go literally a minute early because right in front of this position, just before we went on the air, Governor Branstad was taken ill. And he did then get up under his own power. He climbed some stairs. He climbed a ladder here. He was eventually taken off this ship. He went off under his own power as well. He looked perfectly okay. He's been hospitalized as a precaution here in Los Angeles. The bottom line is not very glamorous. He choked on a cracker. For real. He choked on a cracker, and he did look a little bit on the grey side. There was lots of stuff going on. We didn't bring it to you because we didn't know exactly what was going on, and I didn't want to talk about things that we were unaware of. So here's the reality. He choked on a cracker. He sat down. He actually borrowed the chair that Bernie Kopell was just sat in. He stayed in that for a couple of minutes. Then under his own power, he climbed a ladder here. He went to the captain's quarters, where he hung out for a little while, and then he was taken off the ship again. He left this ship under his own power, and he has gone to a hospital. We're waiting for an update. My understanding is it is nothing serious. If that position changes, we will, of course, bring it to you. Fascinating interview just now with Bernie Kopell, don't you think, Andrew? Yeah, it really was a lot of fun. And I know we've got some other stuff to do, but I felt it was important to bring that news about Governor Branstad to you. So the other thing that we were going to do, we'll do in about 10 minutes or so, Andrew, okay? So we've got more people to come. I'm looking right now at Chief Puppy Officer Jake. This is News Radio 1040, WHO. I think we have to, don't we? Yeah, so where are we? We've got that, and then what? 6:45 is go, guys? Right, so we can do this at 45. All right, so we'll do it at 45. So I've got about, what, 7-8 minutes right now? Okay, thank you.
Robert's on his way over. I wanted to fill you in on Governor Branstad. I just talked to Jeff Boink. He's fine. They just did a bunch of tests, and he's getting out of the hospital, and he's good. And wanted to know if he
was fine.
Yeah, if he could get back here. They're going to call me if he could get back here to be on before 5. He's going to.
Great.
But if not, can you do a phone?
Yes, but we'd love to get him back because KCCI are now sending out news alerts that he's hospitalized having choked.
Oh, God.
I just got the alert from KCCI.
Did you say that he's fine?
I said that I told the full story, that it was right in front of us, that he was sat on that chair, that he went up that ladder under his own steam, that he went off the ship under his own steam.
And you're right, they're going to look silly.
And as far as I was aware, he was fine.
Well, and if you want me to, I can say on there, too, that he is, because I've talked to them. Mm-hmm. Or you can. Robert will be over here shortly.
Yeah, we got about 9 minutes for Robert,
okay.
and then
so
we'd love to have.
If he doesn't get here back at 5, they're going to call me when they're checked out of everything. They're just getting, you know how it is getting checked out. And if they can come back, they will. If not, we could do a phone.
We will do a phone with
Up until
pleasure.
5.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Okay,
I
I'm
wanted
gonna-
to meet. Oh, I was going to turn around here and say I wanted to meet you.
Bernie.
I got-
We've already met.
Bernie just
That's
jumped off.
okay. I got his picture.
All right.
I don't need to meet him. I got his picture. I got
He's a
great
funny guy.
pictures of you and Senator Harkin.
He is so funny. Right. Well, yeah.
I don't know. I may have consumed all those brownie points today. Mike or Dan?
Okay, Robin, when we come back, just hold that. Look about that. Got it. Okay. And thank you for doing this, and congratulations. Did you ever think it was going to happen? Actually, don't answer that. I'm going to ask you that. About 1 minute. Okay. Just going to do the Governor Branstad update, and then our next guest is already sat next to me. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Yeah, I just don't know quite how we're going to do it. If you can pick up an audio cue, do it. Otherwise, I'll do it. I'll probably... Perfect. Perfect. We are live on the USS Iowa from the deck of the USS Iowa. We are underneath turret number 2, 16-inch guns above our heads. We have our next guest with us, but before we come to him, I do need to point out that Governor Branstad is actually checking out of the hospital now. He is heading back to this ship, and if he makes it on time, he'll be live on the show sat next to me, and if he doesn't make it on time, because you know what it's like trying to check out of a hospital, then he will be on the show on the phone. He's absolutely fine. Ignore the news alerts that you're getting from other news organizations in Iowa. He's perfectly healthy. Now, joining me right now is the commander. Let's see if we can get you in shot there. There you go. We'll just do that. We are live streaming video, by the way, at whoradio.com. President of the Pacific Battleship Centers and the commanding officer now of the USS Iowa, Robert Kent.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here today.
Commanding officer of a battleship.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I got the best job in the world today.
That's not a bad thing for the resume, is it?
No, not at all.
Now, did you think this day would ever come?
Of course.
Yeah, you always believed.
I always had faith as things started unfolding for this project.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like divine intervention was leading us, and everything fell into place perfectly to get this thing here in less than 10 months after the award.
Yeah.
It's incredible, but everything fell into place perfectly.
Yeah, and you pointed out today that the various authorities here in California gave approvals for this berth in record time. And by record time, we have to point out that you said during your presentation remarks that typically 4 or 5 years is what it takes, and they did it in 6 months for you.
Yeah, it usually takes 4 to 5 years from the time you try to get a battleship to the time you actually open it up for the visitors.
Crazy time.
Yeah.
And then I witnessed you give your first order on this ship.
Yep, set the watch. The watch was set, and the logbooks were ready to go, and then we brought the ship to life after we manned the rails, and now we're fully functioning, and we're going to open on July 7th to the masses here in Los Angeles. It's incredible.
Yeah, and of course July 4th. What a great day to recommission this ship. I keep being told I shouldn't call it recommission because I keep stumbling over that.
That's correct.
We're
never
just commissioning
recommission. The technical term is just commissioning.
Yeah, so I keep stumbling over that, but I'm not alone because I believe the mayor said recommission and a congresswoman said recommission, so...
No comment.
There you go. So we'll try and get it right. We've commissioned the USS Iowa today.
Right, and we've commissioned her into the Pacific Battleship Center as her new mission is educating the public of what life was like on a battleship.
Yep.
Our vision here is that you're not going to walk on board a ship that's very quiet and you don't see much going on. We really want to bring it to life so when you go into the 16-inch gun turrets, you're going to see a 3D video of the actual guns being loaded, and then when they fire, you're going to feel vibration plates. You're going to feel it, see it, and hear it of what it was really like to be on board this ship when she was in service.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I haven't got into the turrets myself. You've not opened those up this weekend.
Not yet. Everybody would be crammed in there right now, I guarantee you.
You're absolutely right.
Got to do that very carefully.
Yes, I'm sure. So there's obviously still a lot of work to be done here, but she's in a lot better shape than I thought she was going to be in.
Yeah, our goal was to make sure that the exterior of this vessel looked as if she was ready to go back into service. That was our goal, and I think we've achieved that. The deck is the only thing that we've really got to work on. That's going to be a budgeted item for the next 3 to 4 years, and we'll replace the teak on board, and then she'll really look great. The inside looks fantastic. We already have EPA clearances, so we can bring people on the inside. We're working with the fire department here to make it safe. And we'll start opening up the inside very shortly in a big way.
And actually, it's interesting you talk about her looking like she's ready to go. She really does look like she's ready to go. But former crew members that I've interviewed over the past couple of days, one in particular who used to work in the engine room, he said it just looks like she'll fire up. It looks, as clean as an engine room should look, which is not spotless, but it looks like I could throw some switches and she'd fire up.
With over 20 years of being under dehumidification units and sealed off, literally, that is exactly right. The crewman coming on board says it almost looks to the day they walked off the ship back in 1991 when they walked off. It's almost exactly the same.
That's scary, wonderful.
Well,
in a way.
It was really important for the Navy to make sure that she is in mothball status, so if she ever was needed again, she could go back. So they did a great job keeping her preserved. The inside is just wonderful. I'm really shocked how good it really does look.
Yeah, and lots of these crewmen are finding their old sleeping quarters, and
we were very fortunate. I just got the word, finally got the final approvals Monday that I could open up the ship to the veterans on Tuesday and Thursday. We have safety guides posted throughout the ship, and we just basically give them maps and turn them loose. Say, go have fun, guys.
Yeah, well, they should know their way around, right?
They should. Yep, and if not, they've got maps. Actually, it's so big. There's 1 million square feet on this ship. I was with Bernie Kopell walking him down to the library and trying to find his bunk. He said it's just so big. He doesn't even remember where he slept on board the ship.
You see, he just told us there was a plaque there.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yes. Yes, he lied a lot while he was on the show not so long ago. Okay, now you're the guy in charge, so you can confirm that some of these rumors. I keep being told that you do actually want to get it into a state where one day you can take it back out to sea.
That would be really neat if we could. Technically, I can't pull the shaft locks, which means I can't turn the propeller. She can't move under her own power. I will say that we do have designed our mooring system instead of chains. We have actual lines off of it. Every summer, it is our goal to take the ship, tow it out beyond the breakwater, turn her around, and bring her back in and face her in opposite direction. What we found out up in Benicia, a lot of the starboard side of the ship that had the sun all the time really deteriorated almost twice as fast as the port side. So we want the ship to weather evenly, especially with these teak decks. And what a showstopper that's going to be when we tow her out and be able to turn her around. And hopefully maybe use some pyros. If we're in Hollywood after all, we might be able to get some special effects and show the guns fire.
There you go. That'll be quite something. Now, of course, the shaft locks, surely that's just another permission slip somewhere, isn't it?
That's a pretty big permission slip. It would
so
be really
getting this berth.
That's true. I would never say nothing's outside the realm of possibilities these days.
I can tell you our former crew members would love to see that happen. They'd love to see her running under her own steam.
That would be really something awesome, I'll tell you. That would be great.
It would, wouldn't it? Look, there's Chief Puppy Officer Jake in front of us right now, who absolutely knows where the camera is, as we were talking about downstairs, doesn't he? He's a great ambassador for this ship, isn't he?
I think he's become the unofficial mascot, and we might actually make it official with a ceremony. We might actually give him a promotion and make him a Chief Petty Officer here pretty soon.
Chief Puppy Officer.
Thank you, you just told me. Chief Puppy Officer, I guess, is what we're going to have to name it.
Exactly right. Now, this ship used to have a dog mascot.
It did. I guess the captain, Captain McRae, the first commanding officer of the ship back in '43, brought his dog on board, and I guess it was Vicki for victory. And I actually heard a story today that I'd never heard before. When Roosevelt came on board, the little Vicki dog was running around, and Roosevelt asked, where does that dog normally sleep? And the captain said, well, he's going to sleep with me up there on the 05 level, I guess. And Roosevelt said, I don't think so. Where does he sleep normally? He goes, right here at the end of his bed. And that's exactly where Captain McRae's dog slept, was at the foot of Roosevelt's bed.
Wow.
The whole time that he was on the ship for that 32 days.
Wow, that's really cool. And another rumor you can maybe be able to help me with, we're trying to figure out if Churchill ever stepped on board the USS Iowa.
I wish I could confirm that. I don't know if he actually ever did. What happened on that Atlantic crossing was Roosevelt pulled into North Africa, and then he actually caught a flight over to Tehran where he met with Churchill. So I can't confirm if Churchill was ever on board this ship.
Okay, but 3 presidents.
3 presidents. We are the battleship of presidents. And I don't know if any other battleship can say that. And we're hoping future presidents will be stepping on board this vessel.
Sure.
And we're going to start a tradition here. How cool is that to get the Iowa in the showcase of the national attention?
Absolutely, the president's battleship, right?
That's it.
That's what it was called. And the big stick and all kinds of other nicknames that she seems to have. So what's next for you? Obviously, you open on Saturday. That's a big deal.
Saturday is what we've been working so hard to make this happen. You know, we received $3 million from the state of Iowa. We could not be sitting here without that, and I'd like to thank you, Iowa, for helping us make this possible. Our thank you back to you is if you guys come out here, show your license, you get to come on board for free. That's my thank you to the state of Iowa. But the next step is really we have to develop 5 tours to get the rest of the ship opened up, and that's about $5 million a tour, and that's all the safety things, reconfigure them, some of the cool special effects that we want to have, and that's going to happen over the next 2 to 3 years. And then we're going to replace the decks. We're going to get the decks looking really good. That's another major project for us.
And of course, some of that money is going to come from entrance fees, I assume.
This ship right now being in one of the largest populated areas in the country, I believe that we have a position that we might be able to be the #1 warship museum in the world. I mean, that's my goal, that's my mission. Right now, if we can get $200,000 for this year, we definitely break even. Anything more than that, we're actually earning revenues, and I think we have a potential of doubling that for sure.
So, Robert, let me ask you, when did you first become fascinated with battleships?
Probably, I hate to say this, but probably back in 1972, 73, and when I was in school. I was taking a break at lunchtime from my studies. I did my homework in the library. And
what kind of school?
That was high school. Probably high school at that time.
All right.
And I just started wandering the library, and I found a book on battleships. And I'd always loved the Navy and the history and carriers and stuff like that, World War II especially. But there was something about the Iowa-class battleships that just fascinated me beyond belief. And it was probably because they were the biggest, the most powerful, the most armored, the fastest ones ever built on this earth. And it's really amazing. When I step on board this ship, I am on the safest ship ever built by mankind. And I'm in earthquake country, so hey, I love it being on here.
There you go. Exactly. Isn't this an amazing country? I mean, look, you had a dream when you were, well, I don't know, 14. I'm going to be kind.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Bring this man some cookies.
And you know, here we are, July the 4th, and you're now the commanding officer of the greatest of all U.S. battleships, the USS Iowa.
I'll tell you, it's really more of an honor. I'm deeply honored that I have this, that I'm caretaking this battleship for the country, really. I mean, that's really what I'm doing. As caretaker of the ship, I made a promise that she's going to be the best, the baddest, and the coolest museum. I don't even like the word museum. When you come on board this ship, our vision is you're coming on board an active Navy ship. That's our vision.
Well, you make sure you stay in touch with WHO, because as each new bit is unveiled, I have a feeling that we would like to be involved in some way.
We definitely will. And again, thank you very much, Iowa. Thank you so much.
And Robert Kent, thank you very much. Commanding Officer of the USS Iowa. This is News Radio 1040 WHO. 10 seconds. Okay. I've just got to do one very quick thing and then yes. Oh, you can do that. I've been telling you for a while now that home automation is about to become as common as smartphones. I've been personally recommending my friends at Technology by Design because they are at the cutting edge of that future. And with more than half a century of experience in bringing you tomorrow's technology today. You can control your lighting with Lutron, which works flawlessly with both Savant and Control4 home automation systems. Lutron also powers your motorized window treatment so you can save the maximum amount of energy all from your iPhone, your iPad, or your iTouch. And if that's not enough for you, they have incredible home theater systems with digital projection international and Panamorph anamorphic lenses. There's Sonatz's outdoor landscaping series and Sira's vanishing and non-vanishing TV mirrors and waterproof outdoor TVs as well. Technology by Design is the only Savant dealer in the area, and they can help you also with central vacuuming by VacuFlow. You can find my friends at Technology by Design at 3956 Northwest Urbandale Drive in Urbandale, and check them out online at technologybydesign.com. Remember, Technology by Design is the only home automation company I personally recommend. Go see them today. 2.5 minutes, we're fine. And I have something for you, Rob. First of all, thank you for doing it.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
That's the USS after a port hole in 1952 off Korea, taken from the USS, I can't even pronounce it. And one of my listeners...
The following is a short count test of the automated 1MC from the forward quarterdeck shaft. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Test complete.
That is really cool. Show us good. Isn't she?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, it was good.
Good. So you're here for a little while longer?
We're here till 5. It's
On board USS Iowa. The ship will be closing in approximately 10 minutes
We're
at
going to be able
4
to get back in
p.m.
a good
Please
shot.
make your way to the ground and exit the ship by this time.
No, you
Thank
never
you.
know. Are you going to be here tomorrow?
No, we're done today.
What do you want to buy? Do you know?
I have no idea. I want to
Okay.
get some more stuff, but I guess I could shoot down there at 4 o'clock.
Hold you over?
10,
I'll go
10
down there
after.
and tell them to hold open for you. If you shoot down there, I'll tell them to hold for you.
Yeah, 10 I've got to be back on at 10 after.
Where's the shoot down? Where you shoot down?
No, I'm going to go and buy ships, so I can spend some money.
Good for you. I've got the ship store gal coming up if you want to talk to her.
Great. That'd be excellent.
And Canfield's coming up for your 50.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, gee. Got sharp toes, honey. Sharp toes. There were 2 little kids who knew Jake from the reunion last year. 6 weeks. 20 minutes later, I saw him.
Yeah. Where'd you end up on?
Down in the middle of the corner, like curled up and snooze. So you're going to do Dave and then go to the store?
Yeah, that's fine.
I just called him. What time do you need it right now? Right now? Run.
30 seconds, okay. This is very cool. You've easily got a best of, haven't you, if I don't make it back?
Well, and I don't blame them because they've been told nobody bring anything to me at this point until after July 7th.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to run back before they close the store at 5. Sorry, I was trying to locate your Korea back.
Oh, don't worry about it. Thanks, Jake.
We are coming to you live from the deck of the USS Iowa in the port of Los Angeles on this July 4th. Happy birthday, America. And brought to you courtesy of the Iowa Lottery. And sat next to me right now is one of the reasons we're actually on the air today. Is Information Systems Director, Dave Canfield. Hi, Dave.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. That mic just needs to be a little... There you go.
Sorry.
No problem. And you're on TV. We got you. We got Dave in the picture properly there, Andrew. You'll tell me. Excellent. Yes, you can watch us live on whoradio.com. We're live streaming as we have been for 2 days now. So I'm not exaggerating. I mean, you helped us get on the air here today.
Yeah, one of the things that I've been doing on board here is actually installing internet on a World War II battleship. So it's a neat merger of the old and the new technology.
Fun, huh?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
There you go. But I am told, I am reliably informed that one of your proudest moments since you got back on board, because of course you are a veteran, right?
I am.
was getting the intercom system working again.
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, I had to defeat an ON/OFF selector switch problem. I had to hunt down where the switch was in order to find out how I could turn it on.
That was it.
Basically.
Okay. So you just need to find the on
Yes,
button.
the most advanced troubleshooting in the world can often be very simple.
How long did that take?
About 2 weeks.
That's just great. That's a great story. So you got the intercom working, and she's slowly coming back to life, huh?
Yes, it's actually really fun to watch. We want to get a really interactive experience here, and bringing her online and onto the internet is part of doing that.
Sure, absolutely. Now, you're one of the people who've not just got back on board the last few days. You've been on for a while, right?
Yeah, I actually have a real job that pays my mortgage, but my passion is here, and I've spent the last 3 weeks on board here dragging cable and trying to get things online, preparing your connection for the radio show, and a number of other things.
Sure. When was the first time you got back on board?
So I set foot back aboard. It was a year ago in March, and I had not been on board for 23 years before that.
What was that like?
It was very emotional for me. A lot of people I've talked to say, "Oh, I didn't shed a tear," but I shed several when I came back on board.
And a lot of people have told me they did, and some people have said it was just like coming home. They just couldn't stop smiling.
Oh, it is. It's a lot like coming home. I grew up here, so it's like coming back to your parents' place.
So when did you serve on board the Iowa?
I served from 1987 to 1989.
Okay. So you weren't part of the decommissioning.
No, I left about 6 months before she was decommissioned.
Okay. And did you serve on other Navy vessels?
I actually spent 11 years in Special Warfare Combatant Craft for the SWIC community. So I went from the best armed ship in the Navy to 33-foot boats made out of plastic, or as we used to call them, combat Tupperware.
So it's not hard to see why the Iowa is in your blood.
Absolutely.
As opposed to one of the Tupperware ships. Okay, so what was your strongest memory from when you served on the Iowa back then?
Wow, there's so many to choose from. I can remember just the day that I came on board, just being overwhelmed, and I stepped aboard the ship and I stood. I was asked to wait for somebody. So I stood on what turned out to be under the turret 3 guns, and I remember looking about and saying, where are the big guns? This is supposed to be a battleship. And then I looked over my head and I was like, oh my gosh, there they are. They're quite a bit larger than you would think right at first.
And of course we are sat right now underneath the guns of turret number 2.
Indeed.
So they really are quite incredible. I showed them yesterday. I'm going to do it again right now because I just don't know that people can get... Look at that. Look at that on the video right now. If you're following us on WHOradio.com, that's just a small section of the gun of turret 2. We don't even get to see the end of it. Look at that. Quite incredible. And let's get back to Dave. We've got you in there. You can see yourself, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. So she's really, I mean, she looks like she's ready to go. I keep saying that.
That's our goal, is to bring her back to life and make her look as if, not just look, but really be in a condition to go back to sea. And so we've got a long way to go. We've only been at it about 9 months, but our goal is really to have a battleship that is both preserving history and yet still an interactive experience for kids to learn what historically these ships did, but also to show them what the Navy is about today and what this ship could do if she were brought back to life today.
Quite incredible, really, that you've got here in 9 months, isn't it?
I didn't think we were going to be able to do it, honestly. It's the fastest I have ever seen anything like this happen. I've worked on a lot of ships that were decommissioned. I worked for Spay War and NAVC before I retired, and you end up with a lot of time on decommissioned ships. And I never thought we would go 9 months from towing her out of mothballs to being pierside as a museum. Yeah. It's just incredible.
Amazing. And so many people with so many stories, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just been quite incredible. Dave Canfield, thank you so much for helping us get on the air the last couple of days, because we couldn't have done it without you. So
it's been my pleasure.
And it's great that you've been able to do it without internet, which you tell me arrives tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we have internet, but it's sort of a
timing is everything.
Mickey Mouse setup right now.
Well, we're live for 6 hours now. It will be when we finished in Iowa. Thank you so much for taking time to stop by. All right, plenty more to come. This is News Radio 1040 WHO. Thank you.
Thank you.
On board USS Iowa. The ship is now closed to visitors. Please make your way to the ground and exit the ship. Thank you.
nice to just watch those videos. That's what we did yesterday too.
Keep your eye on the hotline, Andrew, in case the governor calls in. Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't make it back into the phone.
Okay,
Isn't that funny? It just cracks. I love watching him up and down the stairs. Look at this. We brought it down to show you.
Oh, hang on. Check the video, Andrew.
But you know the funny thing? He'll wear them.
Can you see the video?
His name is Jake.
Funny? Wait. Jake? Here's a dog. He heard a dog. Come here. It's just a puppy. You're okay. It's just a puppy.
So we don't have video? Okay, hang on.
They didn't get to see it?
Put him back on.
Jake, come here. Sit. Jake.
Is he in? What now?
Yeah.
Jake. Hi. Hi, Sealy.
All the people that were here, they invited them on.
That's fantastic.
We got the access.
The killers just walked around with them. Would you do the stairs with those on?
Yeah, I was hoping to go. I didn't take any pictures of the morning, so.
What do you want? Are you ready for somebody now? You ready for somebody now?
Yeah, a couple of minutes, yeah. It's not, you know, I mean, if there's no one around.
Would you want me to do it and then I'll go find somebody later? Or do you want me to go find somebody now and try to get you somebody else?
Yeah, you can go find somebody. We'll get you on, though.
They just had it closed down.
Her name is Vicki Pawlowski.
We're coming to you live from the deck of the USS Iowa. Hopefully you've been watching the video in the breaks, because we just had puppy Jake celebrating the 4th of July wearing, if you're watching the video now, he was wearing this. So Chief Puppy Officer Jake is a good sport, and he had this on his head just a minute ago. So there you go. You think I should put it on over my cans? Hang on. What about that? Are you seeing that? That looks great. Okay. I think Puppy Jake will probably forgive me for wearing this for now. In fact, I think he's probably relieved that somebody other than him is having to wear it. So, exciting day for Puppy Jake. We just heard the commanding officer of the USS Iowa, Robert Kent, the new commanding officer, say that Puppy Jake might become the official mascot of the USS Iowa. He would become the second dog to become the official mascot of the Iowa. So that would be cool. The first one belonging to the very first captain of the Iowa. So everyone, I've got to tell you, Andrew, so many people coming on board, they want to see Jake. It's incredible. And then they see him, and then, oh, I've got to have my picture taken with Puppy Jake. So I've talked. Oh, he's just a star. He's an absolute star, is Puppy Jake. And he even this morning when I was just waiting to go on to Van and Bonnie, and Becky took him out for his little outing to find the smallest patch of grass that we could find. She lost him for a second because he came running up to me to say hi, and that was at like 6:30 this morning. So he's a great dog. He really is a great dog, and he's a real trooper on this ship. I've convinced Becky that he needs his own Facebook page. So Puppy Jake is going to get his own Facebook page, I think, very shortly. We're still waiting to hear if you're following dramatic news on the TV stations about the health of Governor Terry Branstad. Not so much, okay? He basically ate a cracker and it went down the wrong way, and he choked a little bit, and there was a massive medical overreaction, which you can understand. California doesn't want anything to happen to the governor of another state on their turf. So there was this massive medical overreaction. He left the ship under his own steam. He walked off this ship and went to hospital. He has now been cleared. He's checking out of hospital. He's absolutely fine. He's trying to make it back to the USS Iowa to get on live with us. If that doesn't happen, we're going to try and get him on the phone. He has, in fact, retweeted that information to confirm that he is perfectly healthy. So whatever you might be hearing on local news, not so much. He's fine. Just relax. Okay? So, Andrew, you've been enjoying what we're doing on the Iowa, what we've been doing the last couple of days here? We've talked to some very good people, and somebody is sliding into the chair next to me right now. I'm going to give you that. If you can put that near your mouth. You are retired Navy, are you not, ma'am?
No, I'm not.
No, you're not?
No.
What are you then?
Well, I started out as a volunteer.
Oh, okay.
Iowa. Yes.
Right. So, and your name is Pawlowski.
Yes.
What's your first name?
Vicki.
Vicki. Hi, Vicki.
Hi.
And, well, you have a connection to the Iowa. Are you aware that the first mascot on this ship was called Vicki?
Yes, I am aware of that.
How does that make you feel? You should be proud.
I am proud.
You should be.
I am.
Absolutely. So, what do you do on board the USS Iowa these days?
I am the ship store director.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what's in the ship's store right now?
Just about anything you could possibly want connected with the Iowa. We have some wonderful things down there.
Okay. So this is also the gift store, right?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Where I bought my producer. I know you can't hear him, but he and I now have matching T-shirts.
Wonderful.
Yes. So he's very excited about that, aren't you, Andrew? Yes, he is. Yes, matching T-shirts and matching hats, in fact.
Great. Great.
Yes, so we're going to go out together wearing the same stuff, I think, in the not too distant future, celebrating the USS Iowa. So how did you get involved with this, Vicki?
Back when the ship was taking out of the Ghost Fleet in Sassoon Bay, my husband and I started volunteering.
Okay.
And we started coming weekend after weekend, and just kept coming. There's something about this ship.
Isn't there?
Once you get involved, you just want to keep coming back and you want to keep helping.
Yeah.
It's the people, it's the ship, it's the veterans, the atmosphere, the energy.
Yeah,
great.
There is definitely something about this ship.
Yes.
I felt it the first time I got on board.
Yes.
The last few days must have been incredible for you.
Oh, it has been amazing. All the veterans that have come aboard, just everybody visiting, coming down to the store.
Yeah.
A lot of people have come from Richmond that were volunteering in Richmond have came.
Yeah.
So I got to visit with them again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a wonderful experience these past few days.
Seems like it's turning into a little bit more than a hobby.
It is definitely more than, yes. We have relocated. Now we have a place down here.
Yeah, that's a bit more than a hobby.
Yes.
Okay. You've relocated.
We did. We are, I guess you could say, my husband, he retired from his previous employment, and now we're starting a second part of our life, and it's all about the Iowa. Yeah. So
she has a fascinating history, doesn't she?
She does, and I love this ship. I was so honored when I was able to come aboard. I remember the first day coming aboard as a volunteer. I remember the first day that I got my volunteer hat, and meeting Mr. Robert Kent, and Jonathan Williams is a great friend. Yeah. And it's just been a wonderful experience from day one.
And now here she is in the port of LA, not 9 months since she came out of mothballs. I mean, the whole thing is incredible. She continues to amaze, isn't she?
Yes. Today was amazing. It was a great day today.
And of course, the plans for the future are quite spectacular as well.
I've heard several things. Yeah.
Oh, share. What have you heard?
I don't know if I'm.
Of course you are.
Well, I know that they have several plans for. I don't know if you've been down below to see what the War Gaming video that they've done down below.
Yeah.
I've heard some great things about what they're going to do up on the bridge. Oh gosh.
She needs a wheel back.
She needs what?
She needs her wheel back.
Yeah.
Yes. The admiral Janeko was very upset that the wheel was missing.
Well, there's been,
So she needs her wheel back.
In time, as time goes on, she's going to continue to look better and better.
Yeah.
She will. There are so many people dedicated to getting her back to where she was. There's been, and the support that we've had from San Pedro has been amazing. All the volunteers coming aboard. Now we have a whole new group of people that we've met, and it's just been wonderful.
And of course, the people of Iowa hold her dear to their hearts as well.
Yes, they do. I have spoke to several people. I was dealing with some of the online orders. Several of them are from Iowa.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's all very cool.
It is.
And, I did mention this yesterday because I haven't had much time to get down to the gift store. But my very brief visit, it's incredible down there. I never really talk about gift stores in such glowing terms. But it's amazing. The variety of stuff down there is incredible.
Thank you. We've worked very hard.
You can tell.
Yeah. And I've heard that from a lot of people.
What's your favorite thing in the gift store?
Oh gosh. Let's see. My favorite thing in the gift store, I have to say that some of the selection, because in Richmond we started out with just one style of t-shirt. And we did very well with that one style. But there is so many styles of t-shirts and hats now. I can't, but the women's T-shirts. I love them. They are great. I don't think I could pick one. But and there is some wonderful jackets available also that are just they're selling off the rack like crazy.
You really have genuinely done a fantastic job down there, and I wish I'd have more time to get down there. Well, all that really means is I've got to come back to San Pedro, right?
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to the boss, Andrew. We'll talk to Mr. Van Harden, and then when they open something up next time, we need to come back and broadcast again from this deck. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan, doesn't it? Yeah. So we hope to come back. I can't imagine that this is going to be the one and only time I get to visit the USS Iowa. So I'm sure I'll be back, and I'm sure you'll be seeing lots of Iowans after Saturday.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, you must be excited about Saturday.
I am so excited. Cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Okay, and you're a volunteer. We need to point that out. You volunteered to come on this ship.
I was.
Yeah.
And then,
I know now that you're not, but you volunteered to come on.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
You bet. And I've stayed.
Quite incredible. Vicki Pawlowski, thank you very much for stopping by the table here. We appreciate you doing that, and be proud of your name connection to this historic ship.
I am proud.
You
very
should be.
proud.
Yes. Not very often you can say nice things about comparing a lady to a dog.
That's okay.
But we got away with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's all right.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, and actually Robert Kent, the commanding officer, told us a story that the original Vicki slept at the bottom of the captain's bed when Roosevelt was sleeping in it because the captain was going to remove it, but the president said, nah. So for 33 days, Vicki slept with the president. There you go. There's words you didn't think you were going to. I could see the shock on your face. I'm referring to the furry Vicki.
Yeah.
Nothing else. All right. Vicki Pawlowski, thank you so much for stopping by. All right. So we still got plenty more to come here on the USS Iowa. We don't have much more time. We're hoping we get the governor back here when we go to the bottom of the hour very shortly. What we're going to try and do is contact him by phone and see if he's going to make it, or if we're going to talk to him by phone. But whatever you might be hearing, the governor of the state of Iowa is in perfect health, I assure you. Everything that took place literally took place right in front of me, from this broadcast position. In fact, they borrowed our chair that Vicki was just sat in order to let the governor sit down, but then he got up, he walked up the stairs, he saw some medics, he eventually walked off this ship under his own power. He's absolutely fine. And as far as we're aware, he's trying to make it back, and if not, we're going to try and get him on the phone. All right, this is News Radio 1040 WHO. Okay, why am I clear so early, buddy? So I'm clear till when? Oh, right, okay. That's what was throwing me off. No problem. No problem. That's fine.
You guys need the store to stay open?
Oh, I forgot I was wearing that.
There you go. It's beautiful.
That's Puppy Jake's.
Now you have fleas.
No.
Was that
That would be wonderful. I don't get off the air though till 5.
So Anthony can.
I would love to spend some time in there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll come straight down as soon as I'm off the air. I'm
How
sorry,
you
sir. I just compared your good lady to the first Vicki on this ship.
Yes, I understand that.
You took it in the spirit with which it was intended.
Of course, of course.
I'm going to go and try and track down the governor of the state of Iowa.
Yeah.
All right.
He's supposed to be on his way back here.
So your assistant will keep the store open, right?
That would be great. Thank you so much for doing that. I'll get off and come straight down.
So that was just radio, right?
What's your radio? Your radio show ready?
great on.
Yeah, you can. Here, these are for the two of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And Governor Branstad is not going to be back here by 5. So
Okay.
if you want to do a phone, we can
Yeah.
do that. Do you want me to have him call the studio?
He calls the studio hotline.
Right now?
Yeah, that'll be great. It's 515-283-1429.
And, okay,
This is really cool.
so
What you got? One for you, one for me.
This is the whole extent of the mic. It's really cool.
You can do it now if you want, Ron.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Special for today. Chris? Hey, it's Becky. I wanted to give you guys the call-in number. Is he available to call into WHO to talk to Simon?
In like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. No, they in like 5 minutes. So I was just going to give you the phone number. Margaret told me her phone was dying. Do you want him to do the one MC? Oh, I was talking to somebody else here. Okay, Simon, what's the number?
515-283-1429.
283 1429. And it's I've got 428, so
Yeah,
in like
35.
5 minutes. About
in 5
5,
minutes.
6, 25 till 5. Okay, thanks, Chris.
Let Andrew know. Hey, Andrew. The hotline's going to ring in about 5 minutes. It's going to be the governor. Okay? Tweet out that we're about to get him on. I'll tell you what, whenever I call for a final timeout, play the recording. Alright?
Governor's calling in at 5.
I just told him, yeah. Cool. We're closing the ship.
Closing the ship?
That's so cool. What do you say?
You click the button and you say onboard USS Iowa, the ship will be closing now.
The ship is closed.
The ship is closed.
On board the USS Iowa, the ship is now closed.
I'm so proud. That's
I know, isn't it?
cool.
If you had one more day, you'd be turning the gun.
Oh, I would.
Just transmitted on something older than both of us put together.
That's right.
That was really cool.
Isn't it fun?
That was me, man.
I got a picture of it.
Wasn't that awesome? That was really
Isn't
awesome.
that cool?
Yeah.
The British have
That was
taken over.
totally awesome.
The British have the ship.
Say again?
The British have taken the ship.
I'm American.
Yeah.
All right. I'll never tell.
That's right.
Come here. We gotta stay down. What? Oh, you so ashamed. Oh, you so.
He's still bored. Come here. That's so nice. They're keeping the store open.
Oh, they are?
Simon.
Oh, good.
Vicky
Cool.
was just on and said she was.
Oh, good.
The sun finally came out.
Yeah.
But how nice that it wasn't so hot. It wasn't like cold.
That's true, too.
You know those
Could've been.
1,700 fans we ordered? We're just going to use them later this summer.
Okay. We need
Hey, Becky.
Oh, isn't that cute? The two, we gotta get the two of them together. Oh, he's got it too.
Oh, yeah, he's got almost the same.
Yeah, he's got flags on his head. You've got a competition, Puppy Jake.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. I can't wait to go download my pictures tonight.
I gotta send that immediately to Andrew. Hang on a second.
Here's you doing the one MC. It's dirty. My lenses are going my screen.
That's fine.
Isn't that great?
Oh, no, not that.
Send us what you can. We've got a big gallery up on the
I
website.
sure will. I've got so many. Where were you during the ceremony down? Could you see everything?
Yeah.
Still look nice
I
down
was
there?
tweeting out, yeah. I sent out a whole bunch of pictures.
I need to know how to tweet. Would have been a good day for me to tweet.
Well,
I'm
you were busy then. Maybe it wasn't a great day for
Alright, so you'll do the governor, and is that all?
That'll probably be fine, yeah. Well, the final sit down with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'll send this picture to Andrew. Just messing me up how I'm doing it. You want to do dinner tonight, Becky?
I may be doing it with these guys, but if I don't,
Okay.
I will let you know.
All right.
What do you guys, what time do you leave tomorrow?
Well,
Oh, you're staying.
I'm staying. So,
That's right, I'll let you know when I know.
hey,
for
Andrew,
sure.
I just sent you an email of a picture of Reagan, who is also wearing a flag hat to celebrate his and America's birthday.
That's his best spot here.
What?
I just caught Dave speaking and giving him food.
Busted. Oh.
You got the governor yet? Okay.
Yeah, I know. You might not like that. No? Yeah, that's okay. Bathtub. Oh, you did correct. Becky? There's still cake left in the cabinet.
That's what I was
Okay. Obviously, let me know as soon as you get him. He should be calling now. Governor hasn't called, Becky.
He hasn't called yet?
Oh, he's called now. We got him.
Just say, they're right on time. I'm going to take him. Are you taking up and taking some? Yeah, the ball's right on my chair. Okay.
Those are, for where it's the water. Oh, okay.
We are broadcasting live from the deck of the USS Iowa, where I just had the privilege of going on the intercom, the loudspeaker system, and closing the ship for the day. It was so exciting. Andrew even heard me do it. It was very, very cool. We got pictures of that. We got so many pictures we're going to post next week. You're going to have to check out the huge gallery. Joining me now, despite news reports to the contrary regarding his demise, is the governor of the great state of Iowa, Terry Branstad. Governor, you're welcome, sir. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, absolutely, and we've been reporting that you're doing fine. I know there are news reports out there saying other things about you, but we've been reporting accurately exactly what took place and the fact that you left this ship under your own steam, and it was merely a precaution, and that you're absolutely fine. And it's just it's LA traffic that prevented you from getting back to us, and of course the details of checking out of a hospital, but I know you're fine, and we're very pleased that you are, sir. Listen, let's get back to the Iowa right now, because you said something in your remarks today when you were giving the keynote speech that I really didn't know, and that is that you were at the commissioning with Captain Janeko, the last one, right? I had no idea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure. He's the president. We're going to have to get your staff on checking something out, because I cannot believe there are too many governors of the United States who have been to the commissioning of the state-named ship twice, which you now have. So I was fascinated with that. Yeah, that is true. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Definitely Thursday.
Yep, exactly right. And what a perfect day to commission her again on July the 4th, America's birthday. And it's fun being a governor as well. I mean, you got to do some really cool things over this week, the last couple of days. But hanging out with Roosevelt's great-granddaughter today, it must rank up there, Governor, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And yet a World War II veteran who was on board the day that surrender was signed told us yesterday that she followed the Missouri into Tokyo Bay, so she was still part of that ceremony. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and you know, I talking to people as I have over the past couple of days, I've got to tell you that the gratitude that has been expressed towards Iowa and the people of Iowa has been absolutely heartfelt and genuine across the board. It really has. Exactly right, and of course when people come all the way out to California to see the USS Iowa, they should take a trip to the Reagan Library, where amongst other things they will find one of the last 3 square microphones with the initials WHO emblazoned upon them in the Reagan Library. Yep, quite an historic station that Iowa has got in my station, which I'm very proud of, as I know you know how proud I am of WHO. Governor, obviously you left the ship a little earlier than you had planned today. Are you going to stick around long enough to get the grand tour? Yes, Saturday. Exactly. It opens on Saturday, and it was good to see you this morning. Got to see you on the ship as well. We've been tweeting out about you and about your health, which once again, for the record, you are absolutely fine. Correct? Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Governor Terry Branstad, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, sir, and thank you very much for calling in and reassuring everybody back home that you're perfectly okay, and of course to commemorate not just the USS Iowa, but America's birthday. It is July the 4th after all, so happy 4th to you, sir. Exactly right. Governor Terry Branstad, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again soon. This is News Radio 1040 WHO.
It wasn't too bad with the delay.
No.
Thank you.
I think he handled that very well. Our delay's a little lower today.
So we're going to finish talking to...
That's the nature of hooking up overnight. He's talking like this one day.
Well, he's used to it.
we're going to finish by talking to Becky and Puppy Jake.
You're doing okay? Really surprised. I'm like, oh, but you can feel.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, no. No. Play them all. Oh, right. I thought you said we'll get rid of them. That means something different to me. That means... Okay. 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 Very cool. You got a picture of Reagan? That's very cool. You got to put that up somewhere. Okay, that's very cool. About how long, Andrew?
Come here, Jake.
Okay. And then you'll give me the 3, 2, 1, etc. in my ear.
So did it go well for the 2 days?
I'm sorry?
Did it go well for the 2 days?
Oh, it's been great.
Oh,
It's been
good.
fantastic.
Good,
Thank
good,
you
good.
so much.
Oh my gosh, yes. That all happened. I'm like, I gotta get people for Simon. Oh my god.
It was fine. It was absolutely. It worked out fine.
And here comes the sun. What a perfect day. Come here, Jake. Yeah, it's sun. Here, puppy. That's fine. Come here. Just sit down. Come here, bud. There you go. There you go, mister. You are gonna be so tired. Oh, you're dirty too, Jake.
30 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
glad
what my
Governor
knee
got
needs.
to call in. I'm glad he got to call in.
Yeah, I am too.
Gosh, I love them, but that overreacting. Oh my God.
You did right, get him off the deck.
Oh, well, nobody knows, and people worry, and.
Well, he does have, he's got a heart history, so.
Yeah. In hindsight, the place would take me.
All right, we are live from the deck of the USS Iowa for one last time on this trip, but we're going to try and convince Van Harden that the next kind of major thing they do here, at least somebody from WHO should be back, so we'll see if we can make that happen. Joining me now, somebody who's very familiar to all of you, and that is Becky Beach, and of course we do have the Chief Puppy Officer with us as well, Puppy Jake. Is he in the picture there, Becky? Can you see?
No, I don't think he is.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So he's with us as well, and of course we did just hear from Governor Branstad, so reports of his demise greatly exaggerated, and you heard directly from him exactly what took place and the fact that he is perfectly okay. So there you go. There's Governor Branstad's okay, and Becky Beach, you've done an incredible job here.
Oh, well,
you know that, don't you?
Well,
You do know.
It went off well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me. There's a lot of people. A lot of people did a lot of work to get this ready.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You certainly, within Iowa, in terms of visibility, you've spearheaded this campaign, though, to save this great battleship.
Yes.
And so, from our perspective, you've done a heck of a lot, and a heck of a great job.
Well, it's very, very well worth it. It's just a great project, and as I said, a great team of people, and the ship is beautiful, and we're so happy that she's going to open to everybody on Saturday.
Yeah, and today went off really well as well. I mean, you had all kinds of dignitaries. You corralled the media, I thought, expertly. I was watching them, and some of them weren't very happy, but...
No.
In fact, there was one of them who when the Governor Branstad came down that ladder, I'm pointing to a ladder to our right, which is not very far away, and he came down because he was about to tour the ship. And this guy said, "Hey, Governor, LA Times, can you come down the stairs again because we want to photograph it?"
Oh, they're something. They've got their job to do, but...
Well, he looked at them and then looked away.
Right.
I thought quite rightly as well, by the way.
There was a lot of them. There were 60 different media outlets here today.
Yeah, there was a lot. I saw somebody from Korea. Yeah, you had international media.
We sure did a lot from China.
Yeah, and you were responsible for all that.
Well, there's a lot of people here.
As you keep saying, you're very modest.
I had great people helping me with the media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so now we get to see a lot more of you in Iowa, or not?
Well, I hope so. I'm going to go home on Sunday.
Cool.
We open. We're close tomorrow to get ready for the grand opening to the public on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go home on Sunday for a little bit, but I know I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time out here to help them until they get their staff fully hired and.
Sure. But you'll be back. You'll be back in Iowa on Sunday.
I will.
So those people who've been missing Becky, she'll be home. She'll be home on the weekend. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's been an incredible week, and I know you've been here even longer than that. This trip.
Yes, I've been here 3 weeks this time.
Right. Okay. But let's just focus on this week, shall we? Because this is the first time you've had lots of people who had nothing to do with saving this ship on board this ship.
Mm-hmm.
What's that been like for you?
The veterans?
Yeah.
It's very rewarding and emotional, really, to see their faces light up. And when they came up and manned the rails, it brought tears to everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
We have this wonderful mix of 90-year-olds and 17 and even younger, the sea cadets.
Yeah.
And they filled the entire ship.
They did.
I've got some pictures I'll send to you.
Were you off the ship then?
Yeah, I did. I went down to get some pictures.
Oh, cool. I didn't see you down there.
Yeah,
we
did. I
tweeted some of those out as well.
I definitely will. But it just means a lot to me to be able to do it for the veterans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. And of course, one of those veterans was on this show yesterday, John.
John Wolfensbarger.
There you go. You may say that. I couldn't possibly get that out of my mouth. But here he is. He's 88 years old, and he's the guy that pretty much convinced you to get involved in this project, right?
He sure is. His pride and emotion when he came to see the ship for the first time in 60 years. It just really, I knew it was a beautiful ship. We loved touring it, but the joy and the emotion in his heart and his eyes when he came on for the first time. As I said yesterday, there were many dark days when we didn't think the Navy would reopen the bidding process for this nonprofit, the Pacific Battleship Center, and money was very tough because large donors don't contribute a lot of money until it's for sure going to happen.
Sure.
So but every single time we'd be down and think it wasn't going to be possible to save the ship. We think of John. Like I said, it makes me choke up every time, but it really is why. It's really why.
Yeah, and is feisty.
Yes, he is. He is. The first time that 3 or 4 years ago when I first met him, he was at the time. You did correct me because I did have his age wrong. But he ran up and down those steep stairs like he was 19, and. And a lot of these guys did today. They were being pushed up in wheelchairs and their scooters and their family bringing them up, and it's wonderful. And the guys that served in the 80s, they had a lot of things they went through as well with the explosion.
They did.
And it's just a wonderful thing to see them, and all veterans. They symbolize and represent all veterans all around the country.
Sure.
On all the other ships, and so it's just nice to be able to do something for some people.
And of course, we're sat right next to turret 2 where that accident took place. We're actually between turret 1 and turret 2. That's our broadcast position. The guns of turret 2 are above our head. And there's one guy in particular who told me off the air, I don't want to talk about April 19th, 1989, not because I want to forget about it, but because I want to actually be able to get words out of my mouth, and it would be too emotional. And I respected that, obviously. We didn't talk to him about it. We did talk to a couple of others about it, and they both teared up. And it's 47 people lost their lives not 10 foot from where you and I are sat
exactly
right now.
And their mothers and sisters and nieces and nephews were here. A lot of them were here today.
Yep.
And that's why we didn't have the media on the ship yesterday in the morning, with the exception of you guys, out of respect for those folks that hadn't been on the ship. None of these folks have been on the ship. There's only a handful of us that had been and working to get it restored. So we wanted them to have their privacy and their moments on the ship before the media came in and asked them how they felt about everything.
Quite right. And yes, it's just such a stupid question. But there you go.
We've had several of those.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. But anyway, what a lot of people lose here, and of course nobody involved in the saving of this ship, but certainly a lot of people who from the media in particular lose here is this is not just going to be a museum, this is also a memorial.
Oh, absolutely. It's in all of our references. It's the Memorial and Educational Museum.
Yeah, and it's very important that people recognize that this is I believe it was Robert Kent, the commanding officer now of the USS Iowa. He got a change of title today.
He did.
He
and Jake, they both did.
Yes. Is he officially now the chief puppy officer down here, my buddy?
Sound asleep,
Yes, to sound asleep at my feet. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is so important that the memorial aspect of it. You described it as this is a battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this should be treated in the same way.
With the same respect.
Indeed, and it was nice to see the politicians playing nice today.
They were.
Yes.
They were. I always have some issues with their photographers and their multiple staff, but everybody got on and had a great time.
Yeah, no, they did. It was all very, very good. So it happened, Becky. I mean, are you pinching yourself?
It did. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that the veterans had a great time, and I'm really proud of the crew of the Pacific Battleship Center, all the people that worked so darn hard for so many months to get it ready. And we're ready. We knew we would be. We knew it would be tough to get this far because we'll have 4 major events this week in 4 days, and you know, as you guys know, the ship just got here less than a month ago.
Yep. But are you pinching yourself? I mean, those of us who know you were never in any doubt that this was going to happen because we know what you're like. But are you pinching yourself?
Yes, it went off well. There wasn't anything that, except poor Governor having an issue with his carrot. Yeah. Everything went off just great, and I'm so pleased he's doing well. I knew he was. Yeah. But it was great. Yes, I am pinching myself. It's nice, and it's a great day, 4th of July, and the sun's out now. Sun just came out. It's about 73 degrees here in LA, and I know people in Iowa don't really want to hear that, where it's 99 degrees. Is it 99, Andrew? It's about 99 right now. Okay. Well, it's 72 here. The sun just came out for the first time today. And it's shining down on us. It seems a very appropriate way for me to thank you for inviting us, Becky. Oh, thank you. And, again, you all are wonderful. We just love having WHO and your team out here, and we're blessed. And I know you want to come back, and when you're off the air, we'll start planning your next trip. There you go. You'll have to start working on Mr. Van Harden to make that happen. But thank you, thank Puppy Jake, who thank you again for everything. Who we love seeing as well. All right. Thank you. Okay. Thanks very much. There's Becky Beach going. We also, by the way, come on in here, Rick. I know. Here's an unsung hero. Can we see Rick now? Is he in camera now? Yes, he is. Excellent. Pick up that microphone for a second. Rick is our engineer, and you guys always come on the road wherever we're doing outside broadcasts, whether it be within Iowa or here in LA. And you've done a fantastic job, and I wanted to thank you publicly.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. So we've had a lot of help from some great staff here. Yep. Dave Canfield and absolutely. Mike Getcher got this all rolling, and it's worked great. Absolutely, Rick. Thanks very much, buddy. And Andrew back in the studio. Thank you, sir. Yes, your T-shirt will be coming back very, very shortly. I'm not on the air tomorrow in Iowa, but I will be back on Friday, and I can't wait. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Enjoy it. Be safe. Have a fantastic night. Stay cool. Good night.
Yay. You guys did awesome. Thank you. You're too nice to me, Simon.
Thank you, buddy. Watch Facebook for updates on that. All right, take care. Bye for now. And we are clear.
Thank you so much.